Affairs and Services of Tarlac Agricultural University, Philippines.
To represent Dr. Danilo and Officia, the Vice President and Office of the
University, and especially to all students Southeast Asia. I am especially to all students of Selayang Southeast Asia. I am especially to all students of Southeast Asia. I am especially to all students have more students to participate in this exchange program in the future. Have this winner series to participate in this exchange program opportunity to them. This winner series to participate in this exchange program will be this winner series
type your question in the chat box to be answered later by the respected speaker. Miss Antoinette, you may start your presentation. You can share your screen.
Ma'am Susan, can you please allow Antoinette to share screen? Please let me
Okay,
know.
okay.
Thank you. Try it again. There. Okay. Not yet.
Not yet.
There.
You are a co-host now, Mr. Miss. Okay, thank you. It works. You can see your presentation here.
Okay. Hello, guys. Good morning, everyone. I am Antoinette Villaruel Castañeda, a psychology student from Tarlac Agricultural University, Philippines, and it's a privilege on my part to present and discuss to you our topic, which is timely and needed nowadays. Today's topic is entitled Fostering mental health wellness in the midst of COVID-19 crisis. So we all know that COVID-19 is a pandemic because it affects people around the world, not only in our country, but from different countries. So it affects the living, lifestyle, communication, education, economy, and most of all, our health. That's why we are prescribed to follow rules or protocols that the government created. So in this pandemic, we should always remember that the virus is not only attacking our physical health, but also our mental health. So in this topic, we are aiming to learn basic information about mental health, its significance, relevance, and what are the reasons why do we need to talk about mental health. Another one is to be aware about the warning signs of stress and anxiety. Stress and anxiety are the two most common mental health concerns that we are facing right now. So the highlight of this topic is aiming to acquire and practice helpful strategies or techniques in dealing with stress and anxiety in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic. So I think we should begin. So why we need to talk about mental health? I will show you two reasons why we need to talk about mental health. First reason is because of the threat or danger, and the second reason is because of the drastic changes. So the first reason again is the threat or danger, which is the COVID-19, and this threat or danger is valid because COVID-19 is pandemic. It affects the people around the world, and it can impact our mental health negatively. So these articles can prove to you that COVID-19 is a threat or danger to our mental health. These articles tells us that we are expecting an uh, increased substantial people who will experiences distress, anxiety, loneliness, um, stress, distress. So So that is the threat or danger. And now the second reason, which is drastic changes. When you say drastic changes, these are the serious or extreme changes that is happening right now. So as a student, we used to go to school five times a week. 5 times a week, yeah, and sometimes 6 times a week because of our Saturday classes. But because of this pandemic that is happening right now, we are prescribed to stay at home in order for us to be safe from the virus, and that considered a change. And that change can impact our mental health. Also, another example is that we are stressed doing our school requirements, because we have due dates. But now we are stressed doing nothing. So that's also a change. So we should aware of that. So those are the two reasons why we need to talk about mental health. So now I will ask you a question and I need your cooperation.
Use the chat box.
Yes, use the chat box. Use the chat box and answer this question. For you, when you hear the word mental health, what first thing that comes to your mind? You can just write P for positive and N for negative. You can privately chat me, Antoinette Castañeda, and I will look for your answers. Okay, I will wait for your answers.
You can start typing.
Yes, you can start typing P for positive and N for negative. Okay, thank you for cooperating. Okay, maybe that's enough already. Some of you or most of you answered that mental health is negative. Is mental health truly a negative? Okay, let's find out. The answer to our question is mental health is of course positive. Positive state that is mental health. So why mental health is positive? According to World Health Organization 2007, mental health is a state in which individuals realize their potentials. When you say a person is a mentally healthy, he realizes his potential. He is aiming to become someone in the future. Another one is he can cope with the normal stresses of life because he has the capacity or the coping skills to fight uh, for his stressors. And number three, he can work productively and fruitfully, meaning he can focus himself in achieving those goals of him. And number four, able to make a contribution to the community because he has a healthy and harmonious relationship with other people. And a mentally healthy person is able to make accurate choices and decisions. And lastly, a mentally healthy person can attain overall healthiness. When you say overall healthiness, physically healthy, emotional healthy, socially healthy, and spiritual healthy. Remember that mental health is positive state. So, and mental health is the superior of all of this health. So we should take care of it. So so, based on the definitions of World Health Organization, mental health is a positive state. However, because of this COVID-19, it is negatively affected. So, but this COVID-19, of course, is not the only factor. We can consider this a framework, which is the biopsychosocial framework by Nasir Jamie, created by Nasir Gamey. So a biopsychosocial framework is a framework where it shows the interconnectedness of the biological, social, and psychological factors. And it says that there's no single factor that affecting our mental health. Remember that, okay? So let's proceed on how we can on how we can uh, know uh, if we are if we have a mental health concern. So I will show you a model, this mental health continuum. This mental health continuum is mental health continuum shows us that everyone or each of us has place on it. As you notice, there's a back and forth arrow below those columns, and also those arrows are called, and those arrow is called motion that signifies changes. So, meaning to say that a healthy person can also experience reacting in life, can also experience being injured or being ill, and of course, those person who experiences in being injured or being ill can also have the capacity to be healthy. So that's the overview about mental health. Now, let's proceed to the two most common mental health concerns nowadays. So, the stress and the anxiety. Okay, when you say stress, it is the response or reaction to the threat, or simply, stress is our response to COVID 19. Always remember that stress is not always negative. It has two types, which is the eustress and distress. Eustress are this stress that is positive one, where stressors motivates you to do something. Meaning, for example, this COVID-19, we are taking precaution measure. So we are required to wash our hands daily, and that is a positive stressor because the impact is also positive. That's why it called it eustress. Well, these are the stress that is negative. So because it disrupts our daily functioning or activities, and it can lead to anxiety. So, for example, for this distress, in this pandemic, because of this threatening condition, your appetite is affected. There's a sleep disturbances and there's appetite disturbances like that. So that is eustress and distress. And let's proceed to anxiety. Anxiety is our reaction to stress. We have also two kinds of anxiety, which is the normal and neurotic anxiety. When you say normal anxiety, this is the feeling we are feeling right now because there's a threat to be feared on, which is the COVID 19, and that is normal. Remember that. And neurotic anxiety, it is the unconscious feel, though there's no threat. There's no threat to be feared on. That is neurotic anxiety. Sometimes it is rooted to the fear of punishments. So remember that in any health crisis, it is common for individuals to feel stressed and worried, and that is according to Interagency Standing Committee 2020. So let me remind you that it is natural or common to feel stressed and anxious because of this pandemic. But when it is increased in level and it is overwhelming, that it already disrupts our daily functioning, that is harmful. And we need to take action. So now, let me show you the signs of stress and anxiety. So you need to focus on this one. Okay, the signs of stress and anxiety first is a sleep disturbance. Sleep disturbance comes with two types, which is the hyper and the hypo. When you say hyper, it is too much sleeping. For example, you are sleeping for about 12 hours a day. So that is too much, right? So another one, which is the hypo, you are sleeping um, you have awake sleeping or you are lacking of sleep. Meaning, for example, you have 2 hours sleep a day. So I know most of you doing this one and it's not healthy. And another one is appetite disturbance, which is like sleep disturbance. We have a hyper and hypo, which is too much eating and wake eating. So another one is persistent feeling of worry. You always feel uneasy. The manifestation of anxiety is you are too much worrying about something, about everything. You are anxious about everything. So persistent of feeling of worry, and that is also not healthy. Another is loss of concentration. You can't focus on what you are doing. For example, can I relate to your profession, which is information technology? You can focus yourself doing system, application, web page, like that. You can focus on coding, and that is loss of concentration due to stress and anxiety. Another one is restlessness. You are always thinking that you are running out of time and you can't rest. You are stressed or anxious. Another one is irritability. Your irritableness goes outwardly manifested. You are easily irritated. You are stressed and anxious, remember? So how can we handle this stress and anxiety? So let's go to the main highlight of this presentation, which is managing stress and anxiety. So I will share to you a technique, which is the rocks technique, created by Dr. Benny Suleiman, our assistant director on OSSD of Tarlac Agricultural University, Philippines. And ROCKS technique is connected to biopsychosocial framework. So ROCKS technique stands for relaxation strategy, activity strategy, cognitive strategy, and social strategy. So I think we should begin in order for you to use this whenever you are stressed and anxious. So for relaxation strategy, it is a quick way of neutralizing stress and anxiety. It is quick in a sense that it can use everywhere you go, whatever you do. When you have exam and you don't feel relaxed, you can use it. So that is a quick way of neutralizing stress and anxiety. Also, it increases a level of endorphins. Do you know that endorphins is a chemical to our body which is responsible in relieving our pain and stress. Also, they call that endorphin is called happy chemical because it is responsible for our happiness. So do this relaxation strategy to be happy. Okay. So in this strategy, we have two techniques which is the calm breathing exercises and do things that bring you joy or that make you relax. So let's proceed. I need your cooperation again. So we can do this all together for you to know how can we relax by doing this simple exercise but helpful. So guys, you can sit comfortably with your back resting against the chair. You can follow me. You can follow me, okay? Sit comfortably with your back resting against the chair, feet flat on the floor, and hands on your lap. So you can do it. Please. Okay. Let me give a thumbs up if you are comfortable enough. Okay. Thumbs up. And thumbs up. Are you comfortable now? If that's so, take a slow breath in through your nose for a count of 4 seconds. Then hold it for a 1 or 2 seconds. You just count on your mind. Okay. Inhale and breathe out. Exhale slowly through your mouth for another count of 4 seconds. That will help you to feel stress, to feel relief on stress and pain. So we can do it again all together. Okay, let's sit comfortably. Okay, inhale, exhale. Open your mouth in order for the air to move out freely. Okay, another one. Inhale, exhale. Okay, thank you for your cooperation. Just remember this, that pause for a few seconds before taking another breath to prevent hyperventilation. You cannot hold your breath for 5 seconds, okay? And number two, practice calm breathing exercise twice a day for 5 minutes each round. So maybe when you do it first time, it's awkward, but when you practice it daily, it becomes a routine and it will make you relax. Okay, when now that uh, we are done with calm breathing exercise, let's proceed to the relaxation strategy, doing what made you relax or what you love. First is you can feel relaxed when you are listening to calm music, such as instrumental, classical, or soft music. You can feel relaxed when you listen to rock music, huh? So just a calm music such as instrumental, classical, or soft music. Go to a quiet or nature.
Ini kan kita masih kayaknya nggak ada tambahan peserta lagi kan? Berhenti di 105.
Okay. Go to a quiet or nature-friendly place in your house, okay? If you have garden, because we are still in quarantine, so we should not go out. And read book. For those bookworms there, you can read book or you can try reading book. And play instruments that helps improves your mindfulness and move. Guitar, violin, like that. Piano, if you are music lover, you can do that. Go for yoga, also a meditation.
Speaker is not working.
Okay. Yoga is also a meditation for anxiety. And always remember that you should take rest. Okay? So now that we are relaxed, we can move now for another strategy, which is the activity or physical strategy. So, physical activity like regular exercise is an effective strategy for relieving stress and anxiety. And that is according to Smith, Robinson, and Siegel 2019. A simple stretching is a quick neutralizer of stress, and it also help us to gain or to have more endorphins, the happy chemical. Okay, and I know this quarantine we are brought to the world of eating, it there, it here. When we are bored, we're just eating and watching. But make sure that you should observe your good nutrition. Avoid caffeine, coffee, like that, and alcohol, and take enough sleep, 7 to 8 hours, not 2 hours. Okay. Another activities is you can discover new hobby like cooking or baking or like that. And if you have a business, if you are a business minded, you can use it as your business. You can use your social media and sell it online. Another is watch movies or series that you like or you want to know. Go for gardening or planting different crops. Play sports, but make sure it is indoor sports like badminton, table tennis, and go for Zumba dance or sing on karaoke. Take a walk or jog every morning or evening. Go around your house because I remind you that we are still on quarantine. And be creative. Go for painting, drawing, and designing. That will make you a lot. And now that we are finished relaxing and moving, let's go to become a mentally healthy person. The cognitive strategy. Okay, emotional distress such as anxiety is due to persons' internal processes such as thoughts and perceptions. Remember that we are the ones who make meaning to our thoughts. So it can if you are negatively thinking about your thoughts, it can push you to have emotional distress such as anxiety. So when you have unhelpful thoughts, you should question it. So what is the evidence that your belief or thought is true? Or how realistic your thoughts are? Is that positive? It will help you, it will benefit you. You should remind yourself about that. Is there other ways of looking at the situation? And does it help you to think this way? So another is when you have unhelpful thoughts, dispute them already. Okay, it will not good. It is not good for you. So dispute them already by looking for evidences and replace those unhelpful thoughts into a realistic thoughts. And now that we are mentally healthy, let's proceed for being connected to other people. So, social strategy. Remember that no man is an island, and we need other people to develop ourselves. So we should look for support from people who make you feel safe and cared for. Talk about your concerns to your trusted friends. If you don't want to burden them, there's a guidance counselor, psychiatrist, psychologist, therapists that you can open up with them. Play games with the family because it will help you to strengthen your bond. And send a message of regards to a relative. Thank them and make their day beautiful to motivate them to be a positive thinker. So remember that developing strong social support can help improve the emotional state of the individuals by schemifying 2019. So we are not alone. Always remember that we have someone or we have trusted persons that still believe on us. So you should work out to strengthen your social life. So when the anxiety and stress is too overwhelming and you cannot handle it, that is the time that you need to seek professional help. So when emotional distress does not subside within few weeks, you need to seek professional help. You are finding it difficult to manage any of your reaction, you need to seek professional help. And you have thoughts of harming yourself, you need to seek professional help. So before I ended up this presentation, I will leave you quotations that will surely push you to be a positive thinker. Okay, what mental health needs is more sunlight, more candor. When you say candor, it is honestly expressing your thoughts and expressions, more unashamed conversations. Okay, it will make you mentally healthy if you know how to open up what burdens you. That is so important. You are not alone in this world. We are here. Your friends. You can chat me or my guidance counselor or your guidance counselor there. You're not alone. Always remember that. And always look on the brighter side of things. Everything has a reason. So we should choose always to look at the brighter side of the things, to have a positive mind. So it's okay not to be okay, meaning it's okay to break down sometimes. We are not strong always. We have weaknesses, and it's okay not to be okay. But make sure that you will make ways one step at a time to be okay. You can make it gradually, okay? Uh, yeah. And lastly, smile always. It makes you handsome and beautiful. Okay. That's all. I am Antoinette Villaruel Castañeda, again, BS Psychology from Tarlac Agricultural University, Philippines. And I would like to thank my mentor, Dr. Benny Suleiman, and the OSSD staffs of Tarlac Agricultural University and other people who supported me in this session. Thank you very much. Salamat siang.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Miss. What a wonderful sessions and wonderful information that you gave us and that you shared today with us related to the mental health. Yes, at times we need to rethink our mental health as well. Okay, thank you very much. To all participants, I just want to remind you again that you can type in the chat box for the questions to Miss Antoinette. And we would like to welcome the second speaker from STIKI Malang. We have Mr. Suhendra that present a topic related to mobile game development. I think we play game a lot, and now we will learn about how to develop the mobile game. Okay, Mr. Suhendra, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma'am Suzanne. Good morning, everyone. I am very glad to be here to present my something I know, a little knowledge I know. So this is about game development, mobile game development. So let me. Okay. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me to speak in front of such a wonderful audience from Philippines, from Malaysia, and everywhere you are. Thank you so much. I am Suhendra. I am an informatics engineering student at STIKI Malang. And you can contact me maybe if you want to know more about this presentation I'm about to talk about. You can contact me via email. So there's a quick disclaimer. I'm not an expert in any way, so I just know one or two things about game development based on my experiences. So yeah, this is what I will be talking about. So here we go. So this is my my past projects, my game, and this game is called Nusantara Rush. So this is a marine like battleship type of game. So you play as this girl and defeat ships from enemy ships like that. Yeah, so it's like a marine type battle. And then the next one is Nusantara Defender. This is a tower defense game. It's all for Android. So yeah, this is Nusantara Defender. And so you play as this kid and you want to defeat the enemies like the ghosts, Indonesian ghosts. Like this brings the supernatural Indonesian folklore. And yeah, so this is Nusantara Defender. And also many other games that small games that I haven't finished, but just it's for practice. So yeah, this is the other games. I use Unity to develop my games, and yeah, many other games, but it's just abandoned games. So yeah, and the other two, I think one, the Nusantara Defender, can be downloaded, can be found on Play Store very soon. So it's coming on Play Store. You can find it next time. But yeah, and then so what I will be talking about. So this is the overview. I will be talking about gaming industry at a glance. So like it's a brief explanation of gaming industry. Like I will talk about it in general. And then mobile games and friends, like I mean consoles, PC and others. Yeah. So and then why develop your own games? So why you should start to develop your own games, like make your own games, and why it is fun, and then challenges in mobile game development, and then how to start it. So once you know how to develop your own games, and then know the challenges, and then how you start. Okay, so let's go. Gaming industry. So does anyone know this this game? This is Minecraft. Does anybody know? Has anyone played this game before? Yeah, this game is very one of the best selling games of all time. Yeah, I play it myself on my laptop. So this game was released in 2011, and it's still being played until to today, to this day. And it has many kinds, many different versions. One was released in 2019. I guess it's not really that long ago. Minecraft Classic. So they brought the early version of Minecraft so that players can play, like be nostalgic about Minecraft. It can be played on browsers. And there's one Minecraft Earth. It's on mobile, and you can play it. So they use uh, AR, augmented reality. I play it too, so this is also fun. And one is Minecraft Story Mode. I played all the levels, like the series. And then the last one, the recent one, this is was released, I think, like a few months back. Minecraft Dungeons. This is all for this one is for PC. So yeah, this is one of the example of a famous game like that. And we will talk about the mobile games. So this one is also the example of a mobile game. So now the gaming's revenue. Maybe some people think that games are only for children, but in fact, I myself play games. I love playing games. And did you know that actually gaming industry is the revenue, like globally, it's even higher. It's higher than other industries. So like digital music is only 17 billion. Oh, by the way, this data is from May 2018. I couldn't find any recent data. So yeah, this represents at least the data. And also films industry, it's only like it's a half, like a third from gaming industry. So yeah, gaming industry is very profitable. It's very beneficial, and it gives the industry more, you know, opportunities. Like yeah, so this is very uh, promising. And then this one is only for the digital games. So in the US only in 2019, 94 million US dollars was the revenue of mobile games. And other games, free to play PC, premium console, premium PC, and others, they are. Right?
wala ga mute ka jaman. Jo, ka mute.
Okay. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties. And so let's continue now. Okay. So next one is as we saw earlier, gaming, like mobile games, are even higher than other game platforms like PC and others. And yeah, so this one is now in-game purchase. Hold on. Yeah. So in-game or in-app purchases are refers to the buying of goods and services from inside an application. So mobile games are usually free to play, but developers, like the companies, they make money from the in-game purchase. Yeah, in-app purchase or in-game purchase allow developers to provide their applications for free. So this is one of the business model of a mobile game. We'll see about that in the next slides. And then the key trends, why mobile games are very popular now. So one of the reasons is the number of smartphone users worldwide surpasses 3 billion. 3 billion users, 3 billion people. Not people, maybe like one person can have more than one smartphone, but yeah, it surpasses 3 billion. And it's expected to grow by several hundred million in the next few years. Yeah, it opens the opportunity for mobile game developers to sell their products, to sell their games, and have many in the target market that is very wide. And then a growing demand for mobile games as a direct result of the multiple technological advancements. So as we know that AR, VR, and cloud gaming, just like Minecraft that I showed you earlier, they implemented that technology. They used that technology, the AR technology, for mobile game users. So now they have the mobile version of Minecraft that is different from the original one. And then more console or PC games are being released in the mobile version. So now let's one of the very famous games is Fortnite. If you know, if you're gamers, and then maybe like PUBG, COD, yeah, they were initially PC games or console games, but now they adjust, like they release the mobile versions because they know the target market for mobile phone users are very promising. So yeah, and then why do you want, why should we develop our own games? So maybe some of the audience, some of you guys, I myself am a informatics engineering student. So I program, I code, and this is one of the subjects that I learned in college. So yeah, but why do we need it? Like why? Like as I showed earlier about the data about how promising mobile games development can be, and these are the reasons. It's a fun side quest. So think of game development as a side quest. You know, like in a game, there's the main mission, there's a side mission. But yeah, game development or mobile game development is like a side quest to your main quest. Like your main quest is what you are currently studying or working on. Since in most cases, universities don't teach you the technical, like maybe in communities or like the student communities, maybe they will also teach you like you can learn from them, like from the communities. But in class, I don't think like many universities provide the technical terms and technical, like the coding and the programming. No, I don't think so. But yeah, if there is, but yeah, that's very good. But this is a just a side quest to what you study, so you can know like you have more experiences and new skill set like that. Yeah. And also the next one is you can explore your wildest ideas. You can be as creative as you want. So there's no limit. Like you can make anything you want. For example, you like Minecraft, like I am. I love playing Minecraft. I could, if I know Minecraft, I study the Minecraft, like the what Minecraft is lacking of, and then what Minecraft is good at, and I can implement it and make my own version. So you can be very creative with your ideas here in mobile game, in game development in general. So yeah, you can explore your wildest ideas, like be creative, like as creative as you want, and then improve your logical thinking. So games have rules. It's there's rule in every game, so you can't, like for example, like temple run, maybe like endless run game, you can't, you have to avoid obstacles, and if you stumble on some obstacles, you will die, the character will die. So that's one of the rules. So it will improve your logical thinking. So when you develop a game, when you develop your own game, you will have to think about the rules, like the design of your game, because they are very unique from one game to another. And it will hone, like you will make use of your programming knowledge, and it will not go to waste. So yeah, this is one of the way to make use of your programming knowledge, like your coding language. Maybe you know Java programming language, and then C Sharp, and other languages, other programming languages. Yeah, you can use it here. Uh, Also, many game engines are use different types of programming languages. So yeah, you can choose which one fits you the most. And then satisfaction. So the other reason is satisfaction and experiences. So there's no better feeling than enjoying your own product. So well, I successfully made a game, even though it's just a person walking and then defeating like an enemy, just one enemy. So but that is your product. That is your own experience, your satisfaction. So there's no better feeling than that. Yeah. And also it will give you more knowledge, like you will know, you will be more experienced in that uh, field, like that, and you will want to do more and more, like I do. And then yeah, so other ones is the challenges. So there must be an obstacle, there must be a challenge in game development. But here I will talk about the challenges in mobile game development. So one of the challenges is keeping it simple and fun. So the slide didn't work, but I will talk about the differences first, because the slide was left out. So the differences between mobile games and PC games, or like console games, are mobile games are usually gameplay driven. So it means that mobile games, people who play mobile games, they usually just want to spend their short break time. So they will only play for like 10 minutes, maybe like 30 minutes, not longer. But usually when you are in an extreme gamer, you will play even longer. But yeah, mobile games are meant to be played for a short period of time. So it's in the opposite of PC games or consoles game. They are story driven. So you will follow the storyline, and so you see, there's not many mobile games that have a good story. Like, yeah, they will focus only on the gameplay and how make it simple and but fun, playable for the players. And then free to play model. So the other challenge in gaming mobile game development is they are so, as I said before, mobile games are meant to be played in such a short break time. So that's why mobile game players don't like, maybe like they will avoid games that they need to pay upfront. So they will only download games that are free. So yeah, one of the business model of mobile games are free to play. So it's free, but there is in-app or in-game purchase. So that's how the developers make money. So yeah, this model will take quite some time. So if you plan to develop a mobile game, you will need to think about the business model, the free to play. At least it's when you want to release it publicly, and not just the practice. So you play for yourself. But yeah, if you are planning to release it publicly, you will need to think about the business model, because just like before, mobile games are usually free to play model. Yeah, implemented the free to play model. And then also one of the challenges is this different shapes and sizes. So as we know, there are many sizes of screens in smartphones today, like from the smallest, like 4 inches, and then to even 9, and then 9 is not a smartphone, but like 7, maybe, yeah, 7 inches. So yeah, developers need to adjust that. So they will need to change the like keep it playable in as many devices as they can. So you can't guarantee that if it works in a smartphone, it works for all the other devices. So it's one of the and then the other one is optimization. So you see, smartphones doesn't have that big like specifications. In PC, you can play maybe like if you have a good PC, like a gaming laptop, you can play uh, the biggest, like the heaviest game there is. But in phones, it's limited. Like you need to take care and you need to watch out for your memory and others. But yeah, so if developers want to make their games playable in many devices, they have to optimize their games so that it can be played in many devices. So they have to minimize the redundant assets. So there will never be, or maybe like in the future, but I think in the next few years, there will never be a mobile game that looks like a console game, because smartphones or like mobile phones won't have that very good specifications to handle that good game. So developers need to deal with the performance issues, and then yeah, so that's the challenges, and that's the first one I talked about, the why you should start it, and then the challenges, and then how to start. So maybe some of you guys aren't from the informatics, like from the computer field, but you can play it, you can start it, even though you don't know anything about programming language. But there are many divisions, like in a game company. There's like the business, the marketing, and others. So yeah, but at least you know about the info, like the knowledge about game development. So how to start? Yeah, let's play more games as you can, but as many games as you can. So you can't play, you can't make a game if you don't know what a game is, right? So you play more games and try different kinds of games that suits your play style. Yeah. And then find resources. So, on the internet, there are like millions, maybe like tutorials on YouTube and others. They're all free or even paid if you want to pay. But yeah, find what you need and try and learn from the resources. And then start simple and expand. So like follow tutorials and make a simple game. Like I said, maybe just like I try to make the character walk and then jump and others. That's a good start. And join communities, maybe like student communities or communities like game communities in your area. I'm sure there will be some. So yeah, join communities because you can have friends to talk with and to talk about the game and others. And then decide what's next. So when you start it and you have successfully made your first game, and then decide if you whether you want to continue it or just, oh, I think I've had enough. I think I know enough about game development. So yeah, you can decide what's next. And yeah, never try, never know. By I know. So you will never know what mobile game development is like if you don't try. So just try it and let's see from there. So let's see what you can do from there. And I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for your attention, for everyone, for listening to me, for supporting. And from my fellow speakers and partner universities, thank you so much for having me here. And yeah, I'll give back it to Ma'am Susan. Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Hendra, for the presentations related to the mobile game development. Okay, now we will listen to the presentations of Mr. Jeftah Sustituido from Iloilo Science and Technology, Philippines, who will deliver a topic related to computer science and also mobile applications. Okay, again, I just want to remind the participants, you can type in the chat box for asking the questions to the speakers. Okay, without further ado, Mr. Jeftah, the floor is yours.
This screen share. Post
Wait a moment, we will make you as a co-host. So you can share now.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Your voice is audible.
Okay. Hello, good morning to all administrators, faculty, members, and students of STIKI Malang and College Komuniti Selayang, Malaysia, Tarlac Agriculture University, and Iloilo Science and Technology University, who are viewing this webinar series for students. So good morning and warm greetings from the city of love, Iloilo City, Philippines. So I am Jeftah Sustituido, a fourth-year student of Iloilo Science and Technology University, taking up a Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. So I am honored to and humbled for the opportunity extended for me, giving this time to share my study. So this study, I would like to share a mobile POS and web-based inventory system. So yeah, POS system, it's already exists. Yeah, it's common. It's already in the market. Yeah, it's used by common people, either businessman, companies, or other vendor. But they use a computer. They use devices such as scanners, PC, such as security devices or other servers. So our study aims, or our study, as the purpose of our study is to make a POS system more affordable, more accessibility, in easy access, and efficient, yeah, for a time management, data management. Yes. So it's for the businessman that lacks the data, or even can't afford to buy big devices such as PC or such as servers or even scanners. So we made it as a lessen the expensiveness. So we use mobile phones as an entity for a POS system, because we, as a person or as a fellow student, I use daily for my phones. The phones are necessary for our lives because we carry it all around. We use internet, and it's very easy to use. And I use mobile phone as entity for POS as an entity, because it can used by other person, such as businessman and small vendors. So let's go with the. But in the server side, we use web-based as a interconnection for communication between mobile phones and the inventory. So system features, I would like to share my system features is the web. This is the website, the login page. So we use website as an entity instead of a system or software, because it could be used by the owner or the administrator anywhere in the other places. Even phones can access it, as long as you have the username, the email verification, and the SMS verification. So when you go to the landing page, yes, the system or the web page displays the brand. The first is the sales revenue, how the branches generate their profit or their sales every year, or by month, or by day. So by branch, it's easy to use because it's web page. It can be used all around. It can be used anywhere, places. So when you access it, you can access it on your phones, your tablets, in your PC if you have PC or laptop. So that's how it can be carried around.
Sabi ko, maghintay ka naman, sandali lang. Pumunta ko na ako. Dinalin niyo. Ito, mahina lang ako.
Unmute. Hello? Tempo ginamam.
Yeah, you can continue. We have unmuted.
Yes, sorry, ma'am. Thank you. This design is so simple. I don't usually use such CSS when going to this kind of system, inventory system, or either POS or monitoring system. We don't usually use CSS or such as like front-end web design. So we only use basic design, such as we use library such as Bootstrap, either your Node. Yes, we use like that to easy the design and to make it more readability and easy for the owner or the administrator to use. So you can visit the Bootstrap site if you want to use the Bootstrap for your management system or either inventory or POS or either such like system that uses website. They have all the same design. The important is the most important thing is here in this design is to make the user easy to use, easy to manage, easy to its readability, easy to communicate with the phone. They all have the same design because I don't usually use front-end development. So this is all back-end. You can see here all the data management, the table. It's all basic because, as I said again, this must be always organized. This must always be readable and easy to use by the users. Because when you add product, let's see here. When you add product, we use modal form. This is a modal form for enable to easy to manage the codes in order for the user to see what is done in the back. You can add multiple stocks. You can even insert such as products in the back. So when you want to save multiple products, you just have to click multiple products and it will just display another model. They all have the same design, the same code, because it must be, as I said again earlier, that it must be easy to use by the users. So this is part of categories, or adding the categories, because you have to add categories before the product. So you cannot add products. You cannot add products if you cannot add categories. Adding categories, the same. It's just the modal form. Just click the button add category. So when in the discount, you have to set discount by product. So when setting discount, you have to click the click the button discount. So you will see there her product, the list, the promo name, and the value. So the value is when you say 10, that is percentage discount range. That is when you want to buy 5 product discounted. If you want to buy below 5, this 10% will not be valid. So and this discount start is the date. That's the date started. This date is the starting of discount range, discount, and the end of discount. So the deliveries is to deliver product. So if you want to deliver product from branches, you'll have to go to the page, the delivery pages. So just click create delivery if you want to send products to another branch, or yeah. So when adding delivery, it will just redirect you to another page. And if you want to, this is on the right side, you will see there's a product already. I add some product. So when you add product, you just have to click you have to select the products and the quantity you want to send. So If you want to send, just click add, and it will just reload the page. And if if you already added, it will just reload the page, and the added product will be displayed on another column, on another row, I mean. So if you want to cancel the delivery, you just have to click the cancel. If you want to send, just click the send button. So on this design, on this website, it must be connected to the database. It must be have a connection between a website or your web page to a phone, in order for a web page and a phone to communicate. So I don't use such as other web designs, because this is a system that is generally or purposely made for a client or a company that needs doesn't need any web design. So you'll just have to be practical, or be organized on your system, or for that to be able to be managed by the administrator or the owner. So yeah. So let's go to when the delivery has been done. The product has been sent to the branch, not on physical but on systematically. So when the products are already there, it will just display. So let's go to the phone. Let's do Android development. So this is my design. As I said earlier, we don't design or much design, because these are intended for the company or the business, in order for them to easy to use. So same as username, you'll just have to log in. When you log in, you go to the new transaction instead of home, because home where the employees' data displayed. So in transaction, in order for an easy access, when you log in, you already redirected to the transaction or the scanning. So when you already in the transaction activity, you will see the transaction. So if before that, we will go to the deliveries. So because the product's already been delivered, so you'll just have to see check the deliveries. So if you check the delivery button, or the just tap, when you tap the deliveries, it will display only the delivery code or by set. So when you tap the delivery, it will display all the products that will be delivered. So under the delivery code, it will display deliveries products. So it's if a product quantity that has not been met, or the product has not been delivered, you could tap the cancel delivery. If all the products are complete, or the products are already in your store and has been checked, you can tap the confirm delivery. So when you're already done with the delivery, it will just show in the branch products. So it will just the branch products section or the activity, it will just display all the products that has been delivered. So it will just remove the delivery code in the deliveries section, it will go to the branch products activity. So it will display all the products that already confirmed from deliveries. So when you're done, or the checking of products has been done, you could go to the new transaction activity. So this is the transaction activity. You will see there the transaction button. When you tap the transaction button, you will redirect to the scanning activity. It will the second photo or the image, it will just show some empty inputs and some text that will show you that it has already not been scanned. When you tap the scan button, you will redirect to the scan activity. So the scanning activity uses your Android camera in order to use the scanning. So it will scan QR code. So it will scan any QR code as long as there is a code in your QR code that has been registered to the system. So if, let's say you have a QR code, let's say you have a QR code of 01, if a product that has an ID of 01 in the system, it will fetch the data from the system to the phone. So when it has scanned, it will just display and it will just redirect to the another activity that is called the order activity. So as long as you scan, it will just display the product details, the quantity, the price, discount, and the amount, and the items details. So when you are already redirected to the order activity, this is the order activity. So when you want to edit or update the quantity of a product, you just have to tap the product. So when you tap the product, it will just show, you will be redirected to another activity that is called edit activity. So the edit activity displays QR codes, your product name, your description, and etc. So the discount does not show because you did not met the required quantity to be discounted. Because let's say if the required quantity earlier was 5, so you just bought 2 quantity or 2 products, 2 number of products, it will not show you because you are below the minimum, the minimum discount range. So it will not show. So you just have to, if you want to edit, just put another quantity to be inserted. So when you delete, if you want to delete a certain product, same concept as editing activity and product. So you just have to tap the product and just tap the delete. So if you want another is if you want to delete all the products, go to the order activity and delete all. So if you're done or you want to print, just tap the print and it will just connect to the Bluetooth printer. So you need a Bluetooth printer in order to print, in order your receipt or the orders to be printed. So any Bluetooth printer will be available. It's already connected. Just use Bluetooth. So when developing a website or a system, you must have reconsider what your clients wants. So if the clients wants a blog or either a blog or personal personal website for him or for the person, you use web design such as you use platforms such as Wix or WordPress. So I'll give you an example of the system that we use. So let's go here. We use and when developing a blog, this is an example of a blog that we made. So this is the blog by our team. So this is still in under maintenance or under construction because it's not done yet. It's not finished. So there are missing links, missing fonts, or either doesn't have background such as this. It doesn't have backgrounds. Does have error. You can see the error here. It's a big testimonial column. So it's still in under construction. If you these are the client's wants, these are the client's needs. So you must reconsider those. These are for the web designing, these are web development front end. If you want to, if your client wants a system that needs for the company or business, you'll just have to use these, such as this. It's still under construction because it has an error. So when you log in, it has an error. Still not done yet. So when developing a website, you need to consider two options. If two categories, it's either for a blog or for personal or for web design and for the systematic, or that wants to be to jump from a software to a website. So this is an example of web hosting. I use this for project like for small businesses. So if you want to host a website that's bigger, you just use WordPress or either GoDaddy. So in the web Android development, I use Android Studio for the Android development. So when developing an Android development, so you need to consider your what programming language are you gonna use. So and also the software or the IDE. So I use Android Studio for that, and that's it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me, and God bless.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Jafta, for the information related to the development of mobile applications for inventory system. Okay, is there any questions from participants? I don't see any questions from the chat box, but I have a question to Miss Antoinette. According to your explanation, perhaps playing games is good for our mental health, particularly nowadays. Do you think that it can also affect or bring impact to a negative impact to our mental health as well? And in what level playing games, online games, can give the negative impact to the user?
Thank you, ma'am. My answer to your question is that it can negatively impact our mental health when too much playing. When we are too much we are when we are playing too much, so that can negatively impact. And those uh the what do you call this, the terms that they use, those players can be acquired, and it can affect our mental health. Just do playing games for relaxation strategies or for entertainment, but do not play too much because it will negatively impact your mental health. That's all, ma'am.
So it means that we supposed not to play a lot of a lot of games. But how can we? Is there any tips or tricks, particularly for younger learners?
Mhm.
Nowadays, they are very easy to expose uh, uh, of the gadget for young learners. So how can you give us some tips or tricks for young learners not to be addicted in playing games, online games particularly?
In my opinion, they can make a schedule for playing. It just they put limit on their on playing gadgets or playing games. Limit themselves for about 1 to 2 hours, like that. Or if the person is much younger, like 6 to 10 years old, the parents should limit the use of gadget because it will be harmful also to them. Right now, that uh, playing games not is not healthy when it is too much. We should limit ourselves and schedule time, so in order for us to be mentally healthy.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So we need to limit 1 or 2 hours
Yes.
for younger learners, for young children, and then
Yes.
is it okay 3 to 4 hours for the adults?
Uh, Maybe it's okay, but it's not straight 3 to 4 hours. They can also limit. It's just, for example, morning for about 1.5 hour or 2 hours, then afternoon another 2 hours for them to feel relaxed and relieve their stress and pain brought by this pandemic. Too much playing is not good for our health, and also for as long as it will not disrupt their usual action. Playing games is for entertainment or for relieving stress.
Okay. So So when we use it, wisely, then it will bring a good impact for us.
Yes,
Right?
like
Okay.
like the use of social media sites. Just use it
Yes.
wisely and be aware
Yeah.
of fake news, because when you are not aware about fake news, it could about COVID-19 that we are facing right now, you will be affected negatively. Be careful of
Yes.
that. Thank you po.
Yeah. Thank you very much for. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Still waiting for another questions from the participants. I will ask the same questions actually to Mr. Suhendra and also Mr. Jefta. What are, for Mr. Hendra, what are the challenges in developing mobile games?
What are the challenges in developing?
Hello? Can you...
Please, you can answer it first, Mr. Jefta.
You're asking me? Okay. What is your question again?
Okay. What are the challenges in developing the mobile applications? Mr. Hendra right now is developing the mobile games, and you are developing the mobile applications. And maybe you can share the experience to other students, the challenges in developing the mobile application there. And then another questions for you, how do you get the information to develop the application?
Okay. There are many challenges. One of, I'm give some. So the main, I give the one main is the development or the upgrade of the system. There are many new programming languages such as Kotlin. So on Android that I use a programming language such as Java, XML, or JSON for the data. So those are that is one big challenge, and some of them are, let's say, your PC system requirements. So if you want to develop an Android application, you need an as you said, a gaming specs PC. So and laptop that has the capability to render virtual Android. So, and also there are not many free IDE or software that can create application. So I use open source Android Studio. If you want to develop iOS application, you have to use Xamarin. That is paid software. So you need to buy. And also you need also knowledge about Java, Kotlin, Python, C++, C#, and other programming languages in order for create Android application, because not all Android applications are the same programming languages. So, and if you want to find some knowledge, or my source of knowledge is Stack Overflow. Most of it Stack Overflow, and I have a site. I think that is I forgot the website, that is for Android development Android development. So because in Android Studio the code has already been done, so you just have to recode it and apply some options or codes that you need that is needed for your design or your Android development. That's all.
That's all. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. It's answered my questions. Okay. There are two questions for Mr. Suhendra in the chat box. The first one, how to identify the best key platforms for mobile game development. That is the first questions. How to this question is for Mr. Suhendra. How to identify the best key platforms for mobile game development. That's the first questions. And then the second questions, There are many games which are not profitable. So what should I consider to plan my game monetization strategy before starting with the game development?
All right, thank you so much for the question. But first of all, I'd like to answer Ma'am Suzanne's question before, like the challenges in mobile game development. Okay, okay. So the challenge in mobile game development is actually the skill sets that it needs, like gaming development, like mobile game development, or game development in general. You see, in a game, it's different. So I actually focus on mobile game and also mobile Android application too. So I also develop Android applications on Android Studio, and also now I try developing it on Flutter, so like iOS and Android. But yeah, so there is this big challenge for mobile game development because games require more resources, like human resources. Like you see, if a 3D game, you will need a 3D modeler, and then a programmer, also like an illustrator. Yeah, so there are many people. There's consist of many people. Yeah, that's one of the challenges, and uh, maybe for the resources, like free resources, you can actually find it on many on the internet. There are many tutorials and resources you can download or watch. But yeah, that's the big challenge. But I think if it's only for practice, like you want to get new skill set, I think that's a good way to start. Like mobile game development is another, like I said before, a fun side quest. You see, like that. And then yeah, I think that's my answer to Ma'am Suzanne's question. But yeah, now let me answer from one Supriya. Thank you for the question. So how to identify the best key platforms for mobile game development? I I'm not really sure what your question means, because a mobile like Android is a platform, like gaming platform. So maybe your question more towards the how, like what games should I develop, like PC games or mobile games like that. Maybe I correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think so. Like I presented before, the target market for mobile games are very wide. There are many, that's very promising. Mobile game development is very promising, and yeah, that's one of the best reason to develop a mobile game. But like I said, a mobile game cannot be developed successfully without a good team, because you can do it yourself, like become an indie game developer, like a solo game developer, but you will need all the skill sets to yourself. Like you have to be able to model, you have to be able to illustrate, like draw, and also program. So but that's a lot of work. But yeah, so you need to find a good team. And then uh, continue, ma'am, to the next question, ma'am.
Questions. The next question still from Miss or Miss Wan Sukriya. There are many games which are not profitable. So what should I consider to plan my game monetization strategy before starting with the game development?
All right, from the same person, Wan Sukriya, thank you for the question. Yeah, there are many games, like free to play games. But what should I consider? Like, what should we consider to plan the game for to make profit? So we don't want our game to be free and we don't get anything from it. Like we make games to sell it and to make money from it. But yeah, to plan the monetization, there's this thing called game document design. So there's game design. So you will need a solid game design before you start developing your game. And that's when you need to plan the monetization in that game design. So like, for example, you like I said, maybe you want to practice and you're not planning on releasing it publicly and make money from it, then you don't need to worry about it. But if you want to monetize your game, so you will need to plan it in the game design, like before you start developing the game. And what should you consider? So like I said, uh, mobile games are usually free to play, but there is in-app purchases. So you will need to be smart on how to make the game free, as if it looks free, but it actually you can make money from it. Like in most of games nowadays, you see like, for example, maybe like the popular one, PUBG Mobile, maybe COD Mobile, and some others similar. They make money from the skins, like from in-app purchase. So the game can be played for free. You do not need to pay a single penny to play the game, but you can customize your appearances, your character appearances, and others by purchasing the in-game items. So that's the business model of mobile games like that. So yeah, that's if you know the design, like the base foundation of your game, you can decide where to monetize, how to monetize your game. So like where it's suitable enough for your game to be sold like that. So I hope that answers your question. Yeah. So thank you for the question.
Yes, there is another question from Mr. Muhammad Amin Rizka. Is Unity a good way to start creating games uh, such as rhythm games, particularly for beginners? Is Unity a good way to start creating games such as rhythm games? This one is for beginners.
Okay, thank you for the question, Muhammad Amin. Is Unity a good way to start creating rhythm games? Yeah, for a beginner. So rhythm games like piano tiles, like Guitar Hero type of games like that, like games that make use of music, something like that. Yeah, I hope that's what you mean. So yeah. Maybe for some people they start developing games like for beginners, for people who want to start developing games. They usually start with 2D games. Like it's easier because you don't need to make 3D models, and you will just need like illustrations and sprites, something like that. But yeah, most people start developing games with 2D games. But I myself, personally, I started it directly to the 3D games because I'm not really interested in 2D games. Yeah. So, but for rhythm games, actually, I've never actually developed any rhythm games like similar games like that because I tried the 3D, like usual 3D, like third person games and like first person. So it's mostly games that requires the player to control like there's a displayed character on the screen, but not like rhythm, which only requires uh, hand finger movement, but like that. So I think that's even harder, and I can't really say for sure because I've never tried it myself. But yeah, I would recommend for a beginner, I would recommend trying maybe like 2D games because, like I said, it's maybe easier because you don't need to uh, stumble like to deal with 3D world. Like you need like XYZ, but in 2D you will just need X and Y like that. So yeah, I think 2D games are good for beginners. But if you want, you can directly go try developing 3D games. So yeah, and 3D games, uh, the 3D games that I recommend would be 3D games that like walk and then try make the character jump, walk, and maybe like make the enemies disappear and so on. So like yeah, I think that's that's from based on my personal experiences. But yeah, thank you for the question. I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Suhendra. Uh, there is one. I hope that what is it? The answers answer questions from Mr. Amit. And now I read a questions for Miss Antoinette. If someone is suffering from anxiety, to console.
He can use it for relieving stress and anxiety. And always you should remember the rocks technique that I presented earlier. It will help you to uh, relieve relieve stress and to feel okay from your anxiety. Uh, that's all. Okay. No problem, Jade Cervicon. In addition to that, when anxiety is overwhelming, he or she should consult or seek for professional help because it will help him to be mentally healthy. The school counselors, therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, when anxiety and distress is too overwhelming, that's need a professional help.
Okay, Miss. Thank you so much. Okay. For your informations, you can now access the ticket link. I have shared the exit ticket on the chat box. And now there is another question for Mr. Suhendra. I think that this will be the last questions. How long did it take to make your first game, and where did you get your inspiration? How long did it take to make your first game, and where did you get your inspiration?
Right. Thank you for the question again. How long did it take for me to make my first game? So the game, my first game, my first actual game that I built from scratch is actually that one I showed you earlier, Nusantara Rush. It's a battleship type of game, a 3D game about enemies, enemy ships that come to Indonesian territory, like Indonesian sea territory. Yeah. So it's actually the game is for a competition, Indonesian competition, held by the government, and I submitted it for the competition, and it took me about 2 months to complete it. So yeah, because the competition was only announced, and then we made the game, started developing the game, and it took us as a team for about 2 months. And for the inspiration, we actually had to think hard for the theme, suits the team would suit the team, and it was the about defense, like a national defense and something like that. So yeah, we came up with that idea about Indonesian uh, sea territory, something like that. So yeah, I think yeah, that's my where our team got the idea, and it took about 2 months to make the game. Yeah, it was actually my first game. And others are just like I said, it was only for practice, and I didn't, I've never finished all the others. They are just simple ones, just to let me know how things work in Unity, because I use Unity to code, like to develop my game. And Unity uses C Sharp, just like Java. It's not very different. Like it's very similar to Java. So yeah, it's not very hard to use. So yeah, I recommend C Sharp, Unity if you want to try developing your own game. Yeah, thank you for the question. I hope that answers.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Hendra. And I would like to thank to all speakers today for the informations that you all have shared to us related to the mental health, and then related to mobile game development, and also the web-based mobile application. Okay, due to the time limit, we cannot answer all questions from the participants. So if there are still questions, you can send the questions to our email to kui@stiki.ac.id. We will share it on the screen, and we will deliver it to the speakers today. This is also the end of the first day webinar, and we still have another 3 speakers tomorrow at 1 p.m. Jakarta time, and we will share the Zoom meeting link to the email of the participants. And again, you can watch the live streaming in the YouTube channel of STIKI Malang. And you can submit now. You can fill the form, the link of the exit ticket that I have already posted in the chat box, and you can also see it on the screen. Perhaps the host can help us with the screen sharing. And then please double check your name and email address before you submit the form. The certificate can deliver to you. Okay. Before we leave the webinar, before we end the webinar, I would like you all to turn on your camera, and we will have a photo session. So please turn on your camera so we can have the photo sessions, and the host will help me to take the photos.
Wait lang.
We have 6 screens here, so many participants. So please kindly wait. Next.
Losses. Losses.
Next screen. Screen 3. Please wait. Okay, we have taken all the pictures of all the participants. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your attendance today. We will see you again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Jakarta time. So thank you very much and see you again. Thank you for all the directors, the vice presidents and the university presidents that still here in the Zoom meeting with us today until the end of the program. Thank you very much. And I would like to say thank you also to the International Office of Tarlac Agricultural University, to College Community, Selayang, and also Iloilo Science and Technology University Philippines. Thank you very much for organizing the the webinar today. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. See you tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day, guys.
God bless
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
ครับ
Can we leave the chat at a video?
Basta may screenshot ko.